At the start of 2025, something unusual began to take shape in Canada. Slowly, familiar American products started vanishing from store shelves and screens across the country. It began as a quiet murmur, a popular whiskey missing from the liquor store, a streaming app glitching more than usual, well-known brands no longer found in grocery aisles. At first, people thought it was a coincidence, but soon the truth became clear. Canada, long a friendly neighbor and trusted trade partner to the United States, was steadily cutting back on American imports, not through headlines or public fights, but with calm, deliberate steps. From the West Coast to the East, products made in America were disappearing not because of quality or price, but due to a deeper shift. Politics, cultural pride, and economic strategy were reshaping the relationship, and the effects are being felt across the border. Farms, factories, and companies in the United States are facing sudden, serious losses. Let's explore the top 10 American products that Canada banned or boycotted in 2025, and what this means for both countries. Number 10. American whiskey, a quiet retreat from Canadian bars. Once a regular feature in Canadian liquor stores, American whiskey began to disappear in 2025. In places like British Columbia, Ontario, and Quebec, shelves no longer held Kentucky bourbons or Tennessee whiskeys. This wasn't announced or explained publicly. The reality was clear. This was a quiet economic response to stalled trade talks and rising nationalist feelings. Distilleries in the United States that depended heavily on Canadian sales were hit hard. Hundreds of jobs vanished within weeks. Smaller craft producers suddenly faced steep losses. For the American whiskey industry, this shift was a sudden and painful challenge. One of its most loyal markets had turned away without warning. Number 9. American wines and craft beers lose their Canadian audience. Following the whiskey pullback, Canadian stores and restaurants began phasing out American wines and craft beers. From California's vineyards to Oregon's craft breweries and Washington's wine regions, many American alcoholic beverages quietly vanished. The official reason given was stricter environmental and import standards. But behind the scenes, the push was cultural. Consumers were encouraged to buy local. Politicians praised Canadian-made drinks. Slowly, American products were edged out. The impact was severe. Workers in Napa Valley and Oregon faced layoffs, while Washington wineries lost millions in exports. It was a soft ban, quiet but damaging. Number 8. Netflix faces Canadian subscriber revolt. Not all American exports are physical goods. Some flow through screens. Netflix, the streaming giant, was the first major digital brand to suffer in Canada this year. At first, cancellations seemed normal. Small grumbles over prices or content. Then the government demanded streaming platforms increase Canadian content. Netflix refused, citing creative freedom and costs. This sparked outrage. Influencers, artists, and politicians urged Canadians to cancel Netflix. Within 3 months, nearly 1 in 4 Canadian subscribers left. Netflix's headquarters in California saw falling revenues, paused projects, and frozen marketing deals. This was more than a disagreement over shows. It was a warning that even digital giants aren't immune to changing cultural expectations. Number 7. Disney Plus subscription. Drop over Canadian content and pricing. So, this family favorite saw a sharp fall in Canadian subscribers in early 2025. Why? Well, subscribers complained Disney Plus ignored Canadian creators and raised prices without adding new features or local shows. A viral campaign, Cancel Disney Plus Canada, gained speed. By February, Disney Plus lost over 12% of its Canadian subscribers, led by Alberta, Ontario, and Nova Scotia. Back at Disney's Burbank headquarters, projects were delayed, marketing cut, and launches postponed. This wasn't just protest, it was a clear message. Canadian viewers want foreign media to support their culture. Number 6. Spotify loses ground as Canadians choose local music. Even music streaming wasn't safe. Spotify quietly lost Canadian subscribers as a movement pushed for more support of local artists. While Spotify hesitated, competitors like Stingray and Bandcamp promoted Canadian talent and offered better pay. Government support boosted these local platforms. Artists removed their music from Spotify, and politicians encouraged fans to choose local. Advertisers pulled back spending on Spotify in Canada. Spotify's North American advertising division in New York warned executives, but the losses continued. The message was clear. Canadian loyalty cannot be assumed. Number 5. Washington apples lose Canadian market. Fresh fruit became another battlefield. Washington state apple growers, who export over 40% of their crop to Canada, suddenly lost their biggest customer. Canada tightened food inspections and required clear origin labeling. Buy Canadian campaigns pressured grocery stores to stop stocking American apples. The change was swift. Washington apples vanished from shelves. Social media buzzed with shoppers rejecting products labeled Made in USA. Back in Washington, warehouses overflowed. Fruit spoiled, workers lost hours. This wasn't just about apples, it was about control and national pride. Number 4. Philadelphia cream cheese faces a quiet boycott. So, Philadelphia cream cheese, which has been like a kitchen staple in Canada for ages, started to vanish in 2025. And honestly, it wasn't because of any supply problems, but rather a silent boycott was underway. Stores either stopped ordering it or, just shoved it way down on the bottom shelves. The public message was pretty clear: support Canadian dairy, not American brands. Kraft Heinz, which is based in Chicago and makes Philadelphia in Pennsylvania, suddenly found itself in the spotlight during all these debates over US dairy subsidies. Canadian brands, meanwhile, jumped at the chance to fill the gap, rolling out patriotic marketing campaigns and getting a boost from government support. Number 3. Helmans mayonnaise replaced by local alternatives. Helmans, which is like a beloved North American mayo, faced some sharp rejection in Canada. Stores just quietly pulled it from the shelves. Viral social media videos started calling out these foreign spreads, saying they were hurting local farmers. Suddenly, shelves were packed with Canadian-made mayonnaise instead. Why? Well, Canadian farmers pointed out that Helmans was using subsidized US ingredients. New labeling laws made it obvious that the origin wasn't Canadian. Social media really fueled the boycott, and within just a few weeks, thousands of people switched to local brands. Unilever, which owns Helmans, definitely took a hard hit in Canada. Number 2. Coca-Cola's classic red can becomes a symbol of resistance. Everyone knows Coca-Cola's iconic red can, but in Canada, it has turned into a symbol of resistance. Coke wasn't banned outright, but attitudes shifted rapidly. Health groups labeled American sodas as harmful sugar bombs. Canadian beverage startups grew with government help. Activists pushed restaurants and schools to drop Coke. Sales fell 12% in early 2025. Vending machines replaced Coke with Canadian brands. Young people posted videos ditching the red can. Coca-Cola's Atlanta headquarters was surprised. Marketing couldn't stop the shift, because honestly, this was about identity, not taste. And number 1, the Americano coffee gets a Canadian makeover. Finally, the humble Americano coffee became from menus. Instead, they introduced the Canadiano. It sounds small, maybe even a little funny, but it carried a big message. This wasn't about flavor, but culture. Cafes promoted Canadian-grown coffee beans. Activists urged de-Americanizing menus. Customers embraced it enthusiastically. Orders for American coffee brands dropped. Baristas learned new names. Menus were redesigned. Suppliers cut back shipments. A small change with a large impact. So what does this all mean? Canada in 2025 is quietly redefining its trade relationship with the United States. It's not just about money or products. It's about protecting culture, boosting local industries, and asserting identity. American companies, even the biggest, can no longer subscribe. Thank you for being with us and watching the video. Be sure to like, comment, share the video and subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel and press the notification bell icon to get new video updates. Your support is invaluable to us. Thank you.